Peace, everyone. Again, I apologize for my delay. If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me and see me. And in the meantime, I have to find where the chat is. Well, I appreciate everyone's patience. Okay, I think I finally found it. Hi, Tina. Hi, Vicky. And whoever else is here, thank you for waiting patiently with me and my consistent IT issues in going live. Thank you for joining me. First, I want to state that I am a graduate of the Angel Alchemy Academy, the 2024 Golden Eagles class. Gratitude to Corinne for the opportunity to participate in Angel Fest. Gratitude for Corinne for the creation of the Angel Alchemy Academy. I have gotten so much out of being a part of the the Angel Alchemy Academy. I went in as a medium and a reader, and I came out as a better medium, as a better reader, and connected with angels in ways that I would have never imagined. And that has now grown into connections with our stronger connections with dragons, fairies. So it's been an amazing journey. And I am so grateful for everything that I've experienced. Hey, Drew. And it's I was expecting a lot, but this experience has been a lot more than I came close to expecting. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for the connections with the people in my class that I've connected with. And I look forward to doing more along with them and connecting more with everyone in my class and even the classes that preceded mine. So I'm going to pull a few cards for the collective. First, we're going to start with affirmation. And I just, in while I'm shuffling for the affirmation, I just want to remind everyone you are special exactly as you are, and you bring to the table exactly what it is that you're meant to bring to the table, whether it's in work, spiritual path, relationships, friendships. You don't owe anything to anyone, and you don't have to cave in to what it is that anyone thinks that you should be. because you're already perfect. Be perfect and revel in your perfection. And imperfection, there still is imperfections. There's nothing in the world that's absolutely 100% perfect. And you don't have to be 100% perfect, but you can just be perfect as you are. So I have two affirmation cards. The first one is all my relationships are harmonious. Wait 1 second. All my relationships are harmonious. When we create harmony in our minds and hearts, we will find it in our lives. The inner creates the outer always. Great card. And then the second one is I am willing to let go. This card is I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them, and I am free to create that which is meaningful to me. This definitely applies to what I was just saying, and flow with everything and what you're doing. Can you guys still hear me? And can you still see me? Please put something in the chat. I'm not sure if I'm still connected or not. Okay. Thank you, Drew. Um, I just had some odd error come up, but as long as you can still hear me, I'm going to keep going, and hopefully it doesn't come back again. I'm also going to pull just as I've done every day, I'm going to pull a card for the collective from the Heavenly Angel deck. Fanuel, another angel that I am not familiar with whatsoever. This is the most interesting deck because I rarely have pulled anything from this deck that I am familiar with. So I'm going to tell you what it says for Fanuel. I'm also going to make sure I have the right card. And Fanuel is the archangel that's described in the book of Enoch. And for anyone that doesn't know, there's multiple books that are left out of the Bible. And the book of Enoch is one of the most significant books that's been left out of the Bible that people read and use today. So it says here for Fanuel, human nature is not perfect. We are all subject to our emotions and bad days. And sometimes we blame those who have done us no wrong. The anger subsides and our sense of guilt becomes overwhelming. Perhaps we have exaggerated. Now we risk losing someone who is important to us. This is when Fanuel appears, helping us quieten our pride and transform this sense of guilt into a new beginning, one that begins with forgiving ourselves. Fanuel comforts those who ask for forgiveness. Great card. So take that if it definitely resonates for you. But this great card. I'm glad to have pulled another card for an angel that I'm not familiar with at all. And hi, Gail. It's good to see you again. And let's see, what else am I going to do here? And I'm not going to talk anymore. If anyone wants a card, let me know if you would like a card. And I have a few decks surrounding me here, so I'm probably going to pull from other decks or pull from several decks. So please let me know if you would like a card. Okay. I was starting to get concerned that I got lost again. Okay, Jules, I'm going to pull a card for you. Let me see if I can make an adjustment to make this easier for me to read. And if I didn't say, I'm on my phone again. Jules, I'm pulling your card from the Angels and Aura's deck. The card that's coming up in this deck is Haniel. For Haniel, the card says Goddess, Psychic, Sacred, Proud. You are much more intuitive than you think that you are and that you believe that you are. Allow your intuitive nature to grow and try to use your intuition in ways that you may not have used it before. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore any messages that you're getting. Just flow with what your intuition is giving you. And there may be some adjustments involved in doing that, but just try to flow as best you can. Um, I just want to give you a little bit of what it says here for Haniel. And Haniel is one of the most significant archangels. So for Haniel, it says Haniel's name means the grace of God. She appears in a silvery hue of the moon. She is known for helping people to develop their personal spiritual gifts. She is also the archangel focused on women's issues as well as their health. Haniel is like the great moon goddess of the archangel realm, along with all of the issues the moon represents. Topics like femininity, emotion, intuition, and home. Luminous silver energy is described as the color of goddess energy, and it naturally heightens the vibrations of home. Your first experience of silver light was in the womb, where your mother's body literally created a safe and sacred space for you to grow. Directly connected to your intuition and glow of the moon, silver light comes to you as a reminder to trust your intuition. It is also a message that your space is sacred and reflects beauty as well as connection. And that's a card. That's one of my favorite cards in that deck, and it comes up often. And Jules, I hope that resonated with you. And Vicky, you are next. I'm gonna pull your card from the Starseed Oracle deck. And I have not used this deck over the course of this week. I don't believe, but it's another really wonderful deck. The card for you today is Earthed, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. So, uh, Vicky, this for you, this card is saying it's okay to be human. It's okay to acknowledge pains and acknowledge difficulties. And that's part of what we're here to do. We're here to live this human existence and grow. If you never have the opportunity to live the human existence, there will be no point in your being here. So don't lose faith and sight in where you are and what you're doing. Trust in all that you get. When the difficulties arise, accept the difficulties. If you need to cry, if you need a hug, get your hugs, get your cries in. And once that time is passed, let it go and get back in the moment. And that's something that a lot of us struggle with as far as staying in the moment with what we're doing. And I'm just going to read some of what it says here in the book for this card. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. The challenge of all for all souls having a human experience is to be in the world, but not of it. To realize they are souls having a human experience and be fully conscious of it. To have their soul fully embody their body. People's personalities tend to relate to either transcendence or immanence. Those who lean towards transcendence have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for a personal experience with God and to be lost in the heavens. They're envious of the angels and more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than of earth. Those who tend towards immanence have attached themselves more to earth and their body. They spend more time thinking about things in this physical world rather than connecting with the heavens for their own mystical inner worlds. Being a fully embodied soul having a human experience means finding the balance between transcendence and immanence, being in the world but not of it. Most starseeds are drawn towards transcendence. They're more comfortable with the angels and the heavens. Life on earth can be more difficult for them. If this is you, you're being reminded that you chose to be a soul in a body on earth, and you're being called to focus more on your energies in the physical world, to learn how to be human, a soul in a human body, fully present to what life on earth has to offer you. So flow with that and trust in your humanness. And you're here for that purpose. And also to be an example in some manner to others as well. And next I have Gail. And Gail, I think you've been here every day. Thank you. I'm going to pull a card from another deck that I have not used this week. I'm going to deviate a little bit from the angels today. Um, this is the Animal Apothecary deck by Kara Elizabeth. Um, Interestingly, this is uh, another deck to look at. It's a deck that I would never look at and just say I love this style of deck, but this is a deck that I listened to my intuition, and my intuition was saying get this deck. So I got the deck, and it's a wonderful deck. Um, there's two cards that came up for you, Gail. The first card is action leads to success, and the second card, and I just want to point out this card is filled with, I guess those are dragons or phoenixes. I actually have to take a look at the card itself, but they're in the sky and they're going. There's a group of them that are going towards the sky and connection. The second card is see beyond the past. So, but with this combination of cards, it's basically telling you to go forward and to trust in what lies in your future and not to focus on the things of the past. Don't let anything in your past hinder your progress or your process. This includes previous situations, previous people, previous relationships, any of those things that have been a hindrance for you. Don't allow those things to hinder anything in your process, because the actions that you take, regardless of what you think and have felt in the past, those actions will result in success for the future and success with whatever you do within your path. And uh, interesting, this week I pulled more cards from decks that I have never pulled before in the past. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I've literally pulled cards that I've never pulled before. I've never pulled this card before, and they are dragons on the card. It's six dragons, and I just want to read some of what it says for this card. Action leads to success. The six dragons reference it's I Ching's first hexagram, the creative. In Chinese tradition, dragon creates great fortune for those who encounter him. Dragon is of service to those in need. His acts are benevolent and not self-serving. Dragon assists humans on their journey towards ascension. The presence of six dragons, one of the most promising cards in the deck, foretells a successful outcome if you take the inspiration running through you and turn it into action. The collective power of the six dragons holds the medicine of the first six cards of the decks of this deck. Meditate upon these cards as they are a roadmap for the journey towards success. All humans hold dragon power. It is the energy within that we direct outwardly to create what we desire. It is considered a masculine energy, one of the initiator, the doer, the spirit of action. Commit to overcoming any roadblocks, and even if fear rains down on you, do it anyway. The medicine of this card is a sign to fully submit to what you want to manifest and then initiate. Know, however, that self centered desires will have limited success. Work diligently and do not expect an immediate reward. Dragon does not focus on fantasies of future possibilities, but acts in the now. Discipline persistence is required. Do the work, but do not focus on how the outcome will manifest. Do the work and life will guide you. And I think that there's a little bit left for that. If you want, send me a message and I'll send you a picture of the page and the cards. But definitely, these cards go together. I'll also send you a picture of the first five cards in the deck. This dragon card is card number one in this specific deck, and See Beyond the Past is actually card number 23. So message me if you want more on those. But this is a absolutely wonderful deck that I there's certain decks that I use that are always 100% perfect as far as what they bring forth, as far as what you need in a message at that time. And if I remember correctly, I think this does parallel something in one of the cards that I pulled for you previously. And Tina, I'm going to pull a card for you from the same deck. Wow. um, this popped out. Master Manifester. Um, Card number 10. On the card is a spider, the crow, and the third eye. All of these things go together, and whatever it is that you're working on manifesting, keep putting those pieces together. The pieces that may not seem to fit will fit, but keep putting those pieces together. And I do want to give you a little bit of what's on this card, but I'm pretty sure this card is self-explanatory without anything further. And I'm sorry, it's a raven, not a crow. Um, but it says here, Raven lived a lonely life in the dark abyss of the universe with only one other creature, Spider. Anytime Spider crawled to Raven, Raven would freeze in terror, and Spider would sadly crawl away, for she did not want to scare Raven. Often you find Raven gazing into the endless universe and dreaming about creating the world. Everything in his heart wanted to experience so much more, but he just didn't know how to create it. One day, Spider saw Raven projecting his dream into the universe. Spider crawled up to Raven, and as usual, Raven froze in fear. Spider sadly looked up to Raven, suffocating in his fear, and right before Spider was about to dart away, she decided to use her voice. She said, "Dear Raven, I know you. I'm sorry, dear Raven, I know you do not trust me, but I can help you." Raven seemed to snap up out of his hypnotic state of terror for a moment and look down at Spider. "I can weave your dream into existence," said Spider. It was at this moment that Raven understood. Not only did he have to befriend his fear, who was Spider, but that his fear is what held the gift to allow him to manifest his dream. Once Raven could accept and deeply love all aspects of himself, one being the spider, who represented his fear, he then was able to become the ultimate magician, the master manifester. Raven's medicine says that you honor all aspects of your being and you become whole. Wholeness equates to self love, and your wholeness supercharges your magnetism to attract and create. When you befriend the painful parts of your personality, you will find they are the ones that hold the secrets that allow you to fully step into your purpose. Step on into that purpose, Tina. You're there. And I can't wait to see what comes of what you do. And next I have Drew. Drew, I'm going to stick with the same deck for you too. All right, so Drew, three cards came out for you, and a lot of times I get multiple cards coming out of this deck. Um, I'm going to start with card number 11 is self worth, self love, self value, self respect. As you know, and very well know, and you've heard me say it before, that self love is the key to everything and the key to your happiness and success and your key to achieving. Have the self love and have the confidence in yourself for everything that you're going to do. That self love is going to help bring you to, and this is card number 3, evolve in your complexity. Card number 3 is an octopus. That octopus has multiple arms that are doing, well, the octopus has multiple arms in this picture, but the image that I'm getting for the octopus, and also note there's a third eye that's noted in this card that's pointed to and above the head of the octopus. The things that you have your hands in, you can have your hands in multiple things and succeed with the multiple things that you put your hands into. Uh, be selective, but flow again with whatever you may be getting to work with in the future and for what you are getting. Which leads to card number 3, which is claim your power. Card number 3 is the tiger. And uh, the tiger is an amazing, powerful big cat. Very strong, very able to jump into a situation and have success. The words on the card are claim your power. So you have the power, you have the ability and insight to put your hands into multiple things, and you have the capacity to provide yourself with the self love that you need in order to achieve each and every one of these things beyond your wildest thoughts and wildest desires. And if you want the what the book says on these, just message me and I'll give that to you. But those are great cards for you also, Drew. Hi, Carolyn. And I'm gonna read a card next for Sonia. And you said not intuitive channel. I'm not sure what you mean because most of us have the ability to channel intuitively and to do things beyond what we allow ourselves to do. I'm gonna pull your card from the Angel Guide Oracle deck. But I could definitely say if your references to capability, don't limit yourself. The card that I'm getting for you, Sonia, is healing energy. Take the time for whatever self healing that you need to do. Have confidence in yourself, but most importantly, take the time for yourself. This circles back around to the whole thought of self love. Take the time, and the I forgot to follow up, and no one even told me if they did their homework at all. But take the time for self love, and take the time to accept the healing energy that comes your way for whatever may be offered to you, or whatever opportunity comes along. A lot of times, the universe will place things in your path unexpectedly that are for your favor. So be accepting of anything that the universe may place in your path that's in your favor, and be accepting and understanding of the things that don't appear to be in your favor, because overall everything that the universe does is in your behalf, whether it be something that you deem as good or something that you deem as bad, because we actually manifest everything that exists. But sadly, the only thing that we ever acknowledge manifesting is something that's really good. So work on those things for yourself. If you want what the book says for this card and a picture of the card, just message me and I'll get that to you. But I hope that that resonated for you, Sonia. Hi, Karen. Oh, now I get it, Sonia. I see now. Your name is Sonia. I'm gonna try to pull two more. Okay, so Vicky, I'm gonna pull a card for you next. And then after Vicky, I'm gonna pull a card for you, Eunice. So Vicky first, and then Eunice. And I'm gonna pull from the Angel Guide Oracle deck for you, Vicky. Expect miracles. Um, don't limit what it is that you may be working on. And this is beyond whatever it is that you're working on personally, whether it be something in yourself or a project, even if it's a home project, whatever it may be. The part that you're possibly expecting not to work out will work out, but you have to allow it to. If you don't allow it to, you'll be standing in your own way, and ultimately, the everything is going to. The bottom line here is it is going to work out in spite of the aspects that you're looking at that you don't think will work out. And I think I mentioned before, if you're here before, a lot of times the card on the bottom of the deck may be a clarifier, and I just want to show the clarifier card. The clarifier card is joy and contentment. The clarifier card will basically show the result, or what you're working towards, or where you'll end up. So you will have the joy and contentment in what you're doing. And again, if you want what the book says in regards to those cards, just message me. Um, and Eunice, you are next. And I apologize. I have difficulty reading these things on my phone. And Eunice, you're looking for a card for your highest good. I'm going to stick with the Angel Guide Oracle deck. And I have two cards for you. Um, uh, Start with the more difficult one. Cut the cords. Whatever it is that you're hanging on to, let it go. Whether it's a person, thing, uh, an ongoing theme that I've had most of the week in doing these readings is to allow things to release things, to allow new things to come in, and allow new things to come along within your path. So cut the cords for those things that need to have the cords cut. And your best vehicle for cutting cords is going to be Michael. Call on Michael and just ask him to cut the cords for the things that don't serve you. Every day, call back your energy from places where it's been left or taken. You should do that in the evening and sometimes in the morning, so that you can release and have everything come back to you that you've given. And you give a lot, and you need to have balance with what you're giving. The second card is honesty and communication. Honesty and communication literally is just to express. If you have to cut cords, don't hold your tongue as far as why you're cutting cords with individuals or whatever a situation may be. Be respectful, be kind, but don't worry about holding your tongue. You can actually explain with your truth as far as why you're doing it and what you're doing. So those are the two cards that came up for you. Be diligent in what you're doing in regards to what came up here. So that's the last card I'm going to pull today. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been here today, everyone that sees this in the future. I just want to express gratitude to everyone that has been a part of my readings over the course of this last week of doing Love Fest. I ask that, well, first, I ask that you follow me on Instagram. It's peace4healers. It's the number four. Follow me on YouTube. That's Peace for Healers also on YouTube. I'm going to be doing more on YouTube. I'm actually putting that in process. And I'm currently working on a website as well. So I ask that you follow me there. Look for the website. And for anyone that's participated in Love Fest, I'm doing a 30% discount on all regularly priced services that I offer. I have a special right now on gifts and guides readings. If that's something that you're in need of, the gifts and guides readings teach you about how to connect to your your gifts, how to make use of all of your clear gifts and what they are, and also teaches you how to connect with your guides. So that's a special that I'm currently running, and please just take a look at my IG. If you have any question about anything that I offer, don't hesitate to send me a message. You can also message me on Facebook. Most of my activity, though, is on Instagram and will be on YouTube. So look for me there. And I look forward to connecting with many people in the future and being able to assist many in the future. Once again, I really enjoyed doing this all week. And I hope to be doing more. So keep your eyes open. Once again, thank you. Remember, I love you. Make sure that you love yourself more. And Golden Eagles, I love